Hi, thank you for joining me today. So about a week ago, or 2 weeks, but not too long ago, it was my birthday. And usually what I would do on my birthday is I would go and buy a whole bunch of manga, but I couldn't this year, unsurprisingly. So instead I ordered a whole bunch to be delivered for me to open on my birthday. I also got a lot of gift cards, which is very nice, and that all got reinvested back into manga. So my birthday manga haul is pretty decent this year. So let's go take a look at what I got. Okay, so first we have volume 12 of Platinum End. I think this is nearly finished now actually. I think there's only 2 volumes. I've actually already read this volume. It arrived a couple of days ago, and I always enjoy series when they're ramping up towards the end of the story, because everything's getting a bit more heated, and this is. And also, how pretty is that cover? Look at that, like, sheen. And on the back as well. Next we have Hatsu Haru Volume 1. I've been trying to pick this up for months now, but it's been sold out, or it's stupidly expensive. I'm not going to pay £20 for this. And it finally was back in stock for my birthday, and it was slightly on sale. Woo me! I do quite enjoy my high school romances, which I think this is, I hope this is, now that I've picked it up. I'm excited to read this, and I think they've got vaguely colourful spines. Volume 1's the shoujos are almost always pink though. It's almost cliche. I mean, I get it, but... Then we have volume 2 of Perfect World, which is another romance, but it's more of an adult romance, but not in a adult way, more in a, it addresses more adult situations. They're both adults. They both work full time, and he's disabled, she loves him and wants a relationship, and he doesn't, because he doesn't want to be a burden, is the gist of what I've gotten from volume 1, and it was super sweet and heartwarming, and I'm looking forward to see what happens in volume 2 if more develops. Volume 2 of Our Dreams at Dusk. I've had volume 1 for a while now, but I keep forgetting. I'm really bad at forgetting about series on my shelves, particularly when there's only a volume 1, because it gets swallowed. I mean, it's between Arisama Teacher and Uron High School Host Club on my shelves, which is quite long series. So I keep forgetting, and I need to read it, and it's so pretty, and it's, I believe it's LGBT manga, and it's meant to be really nice and heartwarming, and I think, oh, they just got such pretty covers. I love it. Volume 2 of Natsume's Book of Friends. I haven't read volume 1 yet, but it was on sale. And I do quite like my yokai series, which I think this is about, though it's a shoujo beat series, which did confuse me a little, but it's meant to be super cute, and this cat is like the mascot, and super cute, and there's lots of merch for cats. I've seen the cat a lot, so I need to read this. Volume 2 of Moriarty the Patriot. I have a lot of volume 2s in this haul, I've just realised. But this was actually a pre-order, and I had quite a few pre-orders for January, and this was the only one that arrived on time. I've had some more come in, but this was the only one that arrived on time. So well done you. So this is sort of a retelling of Sherlock Holmes, with Moriarty being the main character, and it's super neat, and there's this story that takes place, a good chunk of this volume takes place on a cruise, and I thought it was amazing. I thought it was so good, and there were 1 or 2 moments that surprised me, like who this is, and it shouldn't have surprised me, but it did, okay? And I feel very silly. But I really enjoyed it. I think I got more into volume 2 than I did volume 1, which made me happy, but because I like Sherlock Holmes on principle, I am going to be continuing this regardless. But I love it anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yay! So, of all my pre-orders, this was the second to arrive in January, though it was 3 weeks late. Not that I mind, because Komi Can't Communicate is my favourite series at the moment. I absolutely adore it. There is, like, I can't find any fault with this series, but I don't know if I've now been starry-eyed at the whole thing. I love Komi. All she wants to do is make friends. She's not particularly great at it because of a communication disorder she has. But she tries super hard and she does continue to make friends, and it's just so cute. And I love her. And I love her brother. Her brother has a chapter in this volume, and oh, he's amazing too. Oh gosh, I love Komi. It's the best. I was so happy when this arrived. This arrived when I was a bit ill last week, and I was like, yes, Komi wants me to get well. It was what I thought. Never mind, that sounds weird. I'm gonna put Komi away now, bye. So, volume 1 of My Dress Up Darling. It's in plastic. It's still in plastic. Don't know if that usually means dodgy things. I didn't realise that this was a potential dodgy manga, but we shall see. We shall see. I think it's about cosplay. But it looks super cute, and all the screenshots I've seen online on Instagram and YouTube have been really pretty, and I always like learning about things through manga, so if learning about cosplay through this I think will be really neat. So this is a look forward to read. Haven't You Heard I Am Sakamoto Volume 2? This I've been looking for ages. I don't know why, but volumes 2 and volume 4 are stupidly expensive. Second hand, volume 4 is like £60 if you look around second hand. This was about 25, but I didn't want to pay that. So I continuously checked for a while, and I happened upon it for I think £6, which is really good. Even, I mean, the only like snag is there's some marker on the bottom, but I don't mind. It otherwise doesn't look red. There's no creases. I'm so excited to read this. I loved volume 1 and I have volumes 3 and 4. So I can complete this series, binge it. Very excited. So I'm a Spider. So what? Volume 4. I adore isekais. If it's an isekai, I'll read it. If I find out about any isekais that I don't have, I will pick them up. If you can think of any isekais that I might not own, please leave a comment and I will be looking into it. I generally go for the mangas, so if it's a light novel only I probably won't go for it. I do have some light novels, but I primarily go for mangas. This is one I'm really enjoying. I actually have picked up volumes 5, 6, 7, 8, which is all that's out at the moment in English, and they should be arriving the next week or so because it's so good. And I really like isekais where there's like stats and they level up, and that is something that happens in this. This spider's trying to navigate out of this labyrinth and they keep leveling up, and they're just very OP and it's great. I love it. This is my kind of isekai. Blue Period Volume 1. Sometimes I have a rule where even if I know nothing about the manga, if I see so many different accounts sharing pictures or videos or talking about how good it is, sometimes I like to just pick it up and go in blind. And this is one of them. So all I know about it is there's something to do with painting, which I feel is probably pretty obvious from the fact there's a paintbrush and some paint on the cover. Other than that, I don't know anything else. But I think there's a volume 2 out as well, and it's very popular, and yes, excited to read this one. And it's matte, and I do quite like matte volumes, because also they don't sheen too much against my fairy lights. Kuma Bear Volume 3, another isekai. This is another one where there's some vague skills leveling up. It's not quite as blatantly obvious as So What, I'm a Spider, but it's super cute. She has this overpowered bear costume and bear mittens that give her these powers, and she hates it, but she kind of likes being OP, so she wears them anyway. And it's just super cute and sweet, and people are like, haha, you look dumb, and then she beats up this like S-class monster, and they're like, oh, maybe you're not so bad then. It's like, yes, thank you, can I have some money? And it's sort of a bit of rinse and repeat. She's getting stronger, she's getting more well known, and that's what's happening at the moment. Now we have Haikyu Volume 7, 12, 13 and 17. As I've said previously, I've been having some trouble picking up Haikyu, so my current decision is to just pick up what I can find. And these are 4 volumes that were on sale on Amazon at about £5 each, I think. £5.50, actually £5 something. So I decided to pick them up. So now I think I have 10 volumes of Haikyu. Like 1, 2, and then 7, and then 12, 13, 17, then 19, then 30 something, and then 40, and then, wait, that's not 10. I have 10, I think. Something, yeah. But yeah, so I picked up some more missed Haikyu. It's actually been quite fun just picking up what I can, piecing it all together. It's wonderful. Can't wait till I can actually read it. At this rate, it's going to be volume 3, that's the last one I can pick up. I would have picked it up if I could, but it is out of stock. Search Haikyu 3 on Amazon, and I only can find the German version, which isn't too much help. One day. Prison School Volume 3. I love such vibrant sprites. So I have red, green, and pink now. And another plastic rat. I can't wait to read more Prison School because it's absolutely hilarious. If you don't mind some questionable exploits, it's probably the best way of putting it. Promise Neverland Volume 18. I'm not sure I need to say much about Promise Neverland. We only have 2 more volumes until it reaches an end. I think it's volume 20 that it finishes on. With volume 19 coming out I think in May, and then 20 in July. So I hope about another 6 months we'll have finished, which is crazy. Things got all emotional in this volume. About not too many spoilers. I think the art's really lovely from Promised Neverland. I want to see what happens. I want to see the ending. I need to know now. And more drama has occurred, and I want it to be okay. I want everyone to be okay. Emma, Norman, Ray, please. Only 2 more volumes. Something's Wrong with Us Volume 4. I previously said I've been reading this because I love looking at the sweets, and that is still true. I love looking at them making Japanese sweets. How nice. It makes me want to go to Japan and just try all these kinds of sweets. Although I've never been really that big a fan of like red bean paste, and that tends to feature a lot, but that's not really much my thing. Like honey things I like. I want to be super picky, but it doesn't matter, I will still try. That's off point. Yes. Looking forward to seeing more Japanese sweets. Skullface Bookseller Honda-san. I don't really see this series anywhere, but I thought it was lovely. I've only read volume 1 so far. It is about Honda, who works in a Japanese bookstore. Primarily they sell manga, and it is just the day-to-day, who they run into and how they manage the shop, and it's super neat and quite sweet, and everyone who works there looks strange. I mean, Honda is a skeleton, and then there's someone who wears a bag on their head, and that's all glossed over. But we meet different people, and it's all super amusing and sweet and lovely. And it's only 4 volumes. I don't have volume 4 because it wasn't on sale. But I do quite like sometimes a shorter series, because it's nice to wrap it up quite quickly, if that makes sense. My volume 3 is a little damaged, but when it was delivered it'd been snowing really bad and it was raining really bad, and the vans couldn't get up the back street to deliver parcels very easily, so they were running up on foot to drop things off, and parcels were wet, which is why I think this one's creased. So I don't mind too much, and that'll easily uncrease if I just stack it, I think. I hope. We shall see. I mean, it's still not readable, and spines are still good. Takane and Hana volumes 13 and 14. These were actually a gift. So I think I'm nearly caught up now, and there's only 16 volumes out at the moment. And even then, I think the series is finished now, and there's not too many volumes after that. I think there's going to be 18 overall, which is quite nice, getting into a series and then by the time I've caught up it's finished. That's quite nice. I feel like some people don't like an age gap romance, and part of me does feel it is a bit weird considering she's 16 and he's 27, but it's a story and it's not real. So it's okay to enjoy it, and it's very funny. I think it's hilarious. Say I Love You volume 11. Say I Love You was actually one of the series that got me into shoujo way back when. I had been ill, because I'm ill a lot, a good number of years ago, and I was watching Crunchyroll and I decided to watch some sappy shoujos, and this was one of the ones I watched, and I was like, oh, that wasn't actually too bad, maybe I should try picking some up. But it still took me ages to pick up the series. I didn't realise for a long time that it went further than the anime, and that it was actually kind of different to the anime. That wasn't a thing to me back then. A lot of Say I Love You's been out of stock or not on sale, at which point I refused to buy it. And then this was on sale, so I picked it up, and I'm slowly catching up. There's 18 volumes, and I have 1 to 11 and volume 17, so I'm nearly there. Prince Freya volume 3. I don't know how I feel about this series. It's really pretty. A lot of shoujos are really pretty. A lot of people aren't enjoying it anymore. Oh, was that a spoiler? We didn't see that. I don't really like the main girl lady, Prince Freya. I just don't. I don't know why. And I'm not sure. I'll keep reading it because that's what I do. I can't drop a series. I need to keep reading a series because I like to see what happens. But I don't think I'm going to be in too much of a rush to keep up with this. This was on sale and I bought it with a gift card, so I felt less bad to myself. Seraph the End volume 13. So I read volumes 1 to 10 within a week period about 3 years ago, and then fell out of it, and it's for a really dumb reason. There was a period of time when I would commute to work via train, and I was sat waiting in the train station for my train, and I was reading Seraph the End, and I got really into it. I was at the scene where they were fighting for their weapons. I can't quite remember how it was. They were in like a trance or a sleep, and they were fighting with their weapons so they could have an agreement with the weapon. Yeah. And I got so into it I missed my train and they were hourly, and I got really grumpy at Seraph of the End. It's not Seraph of the End's fault, but I blame Seraph of the End. So I sort of stopped reading it for ages, and I'm trying to get back into it because it was not Seraph of the End's fault. And I've really enjoyed it otherwise. And I think there's like 21 volumes out at the moment, so I'm not too far behind anyway. But yeah, that was a dumb story, wasn't it? Snow White with the Red Hair Volume 10. For a long while I thought I already had this. In my spreadsheet I wrote that I had this and I didn't think anything of it, and I think I just made a typo once. So I didn't pick it up, and then I pre-ordered Volume 11 and then I was like, wait a minute, Volume 10 doesn't look familiar. Checked my shelves. It's not there. But my spreadsheet says it is. The spreadsheet wouldn't lie, would it? Turns out it would, which is really mean of it. So I picked it up so I can catch up. Snow White and the Red Hair, I always feel a bit strange. I always feel like I find it a bit dull when I'm not reading it, and it's like, I'm not sure if I want to keep up to date. And then I read it and I really enjoy it, and I think, why do I keep thinking this is dull? It's not dull. And then I start reading it and then I'm like, is it dull again? No, it's just me. But, so we have Volume 1 of Tokyo Tarabeba Girls. So this is the same author as Princess Jellyfish and Blank Canvas, and I really enjoyed Blank Canvas of what I've read so far, and I've enjoyed what I've read of Princess Jellyfish so far, so I decided to pick this one up as well. Another one I don't really know much about, other than, again, I see it on a lot of people's shelves, which always bodes well. So I'm gonna give this one a go. I already know that I quite like the art, so that helps. So this will be exciting to read. Hell's Paradise Volume 2. Look how vibrant that spine is. So blue. I was really unsure about Volume 1. I know it's really popular, this series, at the moment from what I've seen. I'm a bit unsure, because I'm okay with gore. I don't mind gore, that's fine, don't care. But there are some bits that just feel a bit creepy, a bit unnerving, and I feel weird reading it sometimes. But I want to continue because there are questions that I want answering from this series, and that always draws me in. When I need answers, I need to read it to find them. Saint's magic power is omnipotent is another isekai, and this was really good. This is got some form of like skill tree to it, I think, and there's a bit of a romance, which is quite nice. It's just been quite enjoyable. I also like seeing in an isekai how long they're in their original world before they get pulled into another world. So in this series we're in regular world, and then we have a title page, and we've been isekai'd barely a page on Earth, and then we're in another world. So this is Volume 1, and it came out a couple of weeks ago, so there isn't much else. There isn't any other volumes out at the moment. Laid Back Camp Volume 5. This is such a chill series. I love this series. I feel so calm when I read it, and I really like reading about camping. I'm not a particularly outdoorsy person. I don't particularly want to go camping at any point. I like my air conditioning and indoor plumbing too much. But it's so nice reading and learning about the camping in this. So vibrant. So vibrant. So this is a pre-order that actually arrived today. You can tell because I am partially through reading it with my book depository bookmark. I love Black Clover. It's like a grittier fairy tale in my opinion. Volume 24. A new arc's only just about begun. We had quite a large arc, and that finished last volume? Volume 4. I have enjoyed that we've sort of got the gang back together and seeing what happens going forward. Love Me Not Volume 5. So I really like this artist a lot. I actually yesterday finished reading Strobe Edge, which is her first series. I managed to find them all because I think it's starting to go out of print, but that's not this series, never mind. But I've been in the right mood for this, and that was just so pretty. And it's so chill. if you like high school romance, this is for you. Great Teacher, Onizuka Volume 17. So I first picked up Great Teacher Onizuka because a friend recommended it to me, and I found Volume 1 for like £2. It's crazy cheap. I was like, this is amazing. This is my level of humour. I want to read more. So I picked up, I think, some random volumes between 2 and 10, and then discovered that it's out of print, and I didn't know this. And my current mission is just trying to collect this series while paying a reasonable price. I am not paying stupid prices. The maximum I will pay for a volume is about £15, and I actually paid a little less than that for this one. And I have paid a little less, I think $15.50 I think was the most I've paid for a volume in this series. I am missing 5 volumes now. I think I'm missing 19, 21, 22, 23, 25. And it's now almost, I'm having fun just collecting it. I really want to read it. On principle, I need to collect them all out before I read them. But I am looking forward to that day. That's going to be such a grand day. But it's such a funny series so far. Water Dragon's Bride Volume 4. It's another shoujo. It's sort of a fantasy shoujo. I've read volumes 1 and 2 so far. And then this one was on sale. It's been quite sweet so far. I'm a little unsure. I want to see how it wraps up now more than anything. It's not a particularly long one either. I think it's 13 volumes or 11 volumes. I can't remember. It's really pretty though. I mean, I like good dramatic hair. Sounds really weird. Rising of Shield Hero volumes 10, 11 and 12. So again, love my isekais. This is one of the more recent ones I've picked up overall. I think I started picking this up about a year ago. It's also one of the more longer running ones. I think there's 18 mangas out in print in English, which is quite a lot for an isekai. It's been great so far. Volume 9, the volume just before this one, Volume 9 was super satisfying, and I'm so happy with it. And I'm hoping it's going to continue to be as good as it has been, because I loved it and I want it to be as good. I love him, he's great, he's just super grumpy and everyone's being mean to him, and I don't want them to be mean to him, but he's like, meh, don't care, I'm just gonna do my own thing. Yes. I Shall Survive Using Potions is an isekai. I don't know much about it other than she can make potions. I think it's quite a new release. I don't think there's a volume 2 out yet, but I love my isekais. Also, this is really thin, but deceptively heavy. This is, if I was to like hold a Viz volume, like a My Hero Academia or a Naruto, this is definitely heavier than one of those, but it does not look it. Shortcake Cake Volume 7. Here's another shoujo, published by Viz. Another high school romance. It's pretty sweet. I've read a couple of volumes so far. I think, is this coming to an end? I don't know how many volumes are in this. Shoujos don't tend to go on for that long, maybe besides Yona the Dawn. They all tend to finish in the early teens, so I'm assuming this one might as well. I like the covers, they're all so pretty. Shoujos are so pretty. The Apothecary Diaries. I picked this up thinking it was an isekai because I don't know, I just assume everything's an isekai. But it's not. It is just about an apothecarist, if that's the word, who sort of uses her skills to play detective a little. She's just trying to survive in the Emperor's household and keep living, sort of. It's really interesting actually, and learning about herbs and how they're used. I quite enjoyed it because I've already read it thinking it was an isekai, but I did still enjoy it, and I'm definitely going to pick up more. Witchbuster Volumes 1 and 2. So this has only been published in omnibuses in English, I think. So way back when I first read manga, I decided to, now forgive me, I was 14. I used a very naughty app to read manga, and if I decided I liked it, I would then go and pick up the series. And when I first started using it, I read I think the first 10 chapters of One Piece and then decided to start picking that up. And I read this as well. And I never happened upon this in comic book stores, so it sort of drifted off my radar. And then about a year or two ago I discovered, I forgot what it was called as well, and then a year or two I discovered that it had been published in omnibuses, and I tried looking to see if I could buy singles, and it turns out they weren't a thing in English, and then this was really hard to find, and then I found this for a sensible price, and I was like, yes, grab it for those childhood memories, and I'm so excited to have it and read it. I loved it when I first read it. It's a, yeah, sort of a, it gives sort of Soul Eater vibes, I think, with witches, hunting down witches, I think, if I can remember correctly. So this is exciting. Ascendance of a Bookworm, Part 1, Volume 2, because they're doing that weird thing that ReZero also does, where they have multiple volume ones. So far there's only 2 of these out. Look how thin that is. It's like that other one. Oh, it was the same publisher actually, J Novel Club. But it's deceptively heavy. So she has been isekai'd into a world she used to love to read. In fact, she actually died by her books falling on her, which I feel could be a way that I go. My manga falling on top of me. Never mind. And all she wants to do is read. But she has been isekai'd into a rather poor family, and reading isn't really a thing that occurs among poor families. They're quite illiterate, and she is stubborn, and she's like, nope, not letting this happen. So she is trying to do anything she can to be able to read and learn to read the new language and get a hand on books is sort of her current goal. And it's super cute, and I'm so happy to know that there's so many light novels that this is going to be going for a while. I am going to see her grow up, which will be exciting. I'm going to see what happens. Final bit of the haul is a whole bunch of Bleach. So this was a gift, and they very kindly got me the missing Bleach that I had in my collection. So apparently 40 is still on its way. It's just unfortunately not arrived yet, but it is coming. And I will then be able to complete Bleach, which is very exciting considering I've been collecting this series for a very long time. And oh dear, so many volumes, it's so exciting. What I've decided to do is, when the last one arrives, I think I'm just going to blitz through a whole chunk of all of Bleach at once. So I got to about volume 30 before I stopped reading. So I might just pick up from the beginning of the arc I was on and then just go all the way through to the end. Which, gosh, goodness, finally I can actually finish Bleach. Yay! Well, I hope you enjoyed that, because I did. I'm not sure how I'm going to do my hauls going forward, if I'm going to try and just do like monthly ones or like themed ones. I'm enjoying themed ones at the moment, but I might see, because that's a lot of my videos at the moment, though I do enjoy doing them, and I hope you enjoy watching them. If you enjoyed that, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!